Hey lovelies, you're welcome back to Reviews and Recaps. Today we're going to be talking about Phaedra Parks and Dr. G and some of the truth that was revealed at the reunion. If you're new to this channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and everyone please like, share, and make sure you leave a comment in the comment section below. Now let's get into today's video. So at the reunion, they addressed the issue of the $4,000 that allegedly Dr. G asserts that Phaedra was asking for, and that Phaedra then decided to not date him or they decided to let each other go because Dr. G could not afford to pay the $4,000 at the time. Okay, now this is one thing that I realized. Now Phaedra is known for lying, allegedly. Okay, we'll keep it as allegedly. But like Heavenly said, the truth ain't in that bee. So respectfully, I feel like Phaedra comes across as someone who avoids the truth, someone who lies a lot. So naturally, it's hard for us to believe anything that comes out of her mouth. I'm sure she would understand why we feel this way. Okay, but what I thought was interesting was that when Dr. G was questioned about it, he said she said what she spends on maintenance. She spends about $4,000 a month on maintenance, and she needs someone who, if they're coming to the table, they can also take care of her in that way. If she already spends and takes care of herself, and spends $4,000 in maintenance. So what it sounds like is she was communicating her expectations, but what it sounds like Dr. G took it as was she wants $4,000 from me. Because if you guys notice, Dr. Eugene was the one that picked up on it and said she didn't ask you to pay her $4,000 per month. She was communicating what her expectations were. And this is the thing, I think sometimes we get it a bit confused. Just because someone is saying, here's my expectations, does not mean they're saying, give me $4,000 a month. This is the thing. It comes across, the way Dr. G has been saying it, makes it come across as Phaedra had a conversation and said, my monthly allowance is $4,000. If you can't pay $4,000, get lost. I don't want to have anything to do with you. That's what it sounds like, right? But then when he was explaining it at the reunion, what it sounded like was more that Phaedra was communicating what her expectations are. And let's be honest, there's nothing wrong in communicating what your expectations are. I feel like women in relationships, before you start relationships, communicate what your expectations are. I love me a man that provides. Communicate that. I love me a man that can take care of me. Communicate that. The truth of the matter is, there are some women that feel like if I'm paying all of this on myself, I want my husband or my partner to also have the means to be able to spend that on me. I feel like if I'm already bringing the ability and the capacity to spend this much on myself, then what are you bringing to the table if you're not bringing something to at least come close or match that in some way, right? And so I feel like that's one of the key things here that I feel like people are missing. And almost like, the thing is, you don't have to like Phaedra, honestly, and I understand Phaedra is phony. You can't really rely on anything she says as the truth. So yes, I understand that. But think about it a little bit more practically. When he was asked whether or not Phaedra asked for it, he started talking about Phaedra setting expectations. Setting expectations is different from a demand. If I tell you my expectations are this, if you meet it, good. If you don't meet it, get lost. Someone else will, right? Those are my expectations, right? And also the other side of that is some people, they set expectations. People don't meet their expectations. They reduce their expectations, right? So they still engage with these people, but then they adjust their expectations to be like, okay, he can't afford this, but he's a good man. Let me adjust my expectations here. What it sounds like is she's like, here's my expectations. You can't meet this. I don't think we're compatible, which is fair enough. That is different from you going out to say that she wants she wanted $4,000 from you per month as her allowance. That is not the truth. I know some people will say it's semantics, but it really isn't. Like, if you think about it deeply, it really isn't semantics. It is. There's a difference between I saying to you, I require an allowance of $4,000 per month. If you don't give me $4,000 per month, there is nothing here. I can't be in a relationship with you. That is very clear. That is a demand. Other than me saying, I spend $4,000 on myself, my expectation is to be with a man who can afford to spend that on me. That is me setting my expectations. You can either meet it or you don't. I didn't ask you for an allowance. That is absolutely wrong. That just means I need a man that has means. It doesn't necessarily mean I'm asking you to give me $5,000 or $4,000. It's saying I need you to be able to afford $4,000 per month, even if you don't give it to me, right? That is what it means. It doesn't mean it's not a demand as such. And I just want to clarify that a little bit. Now, let's not forget, Dr. G allegedly told his wifey, or I think quad, this is from my recollection, correct me in the chat if I'm wrong, but didn't he say to one of them that he kissed Phaedra? I may be wrong, like I said. If I'm wrong, please feel free to correct me in the chat. But I thought he did. And then when pressed on it, he said in his mind, this is the, or something about nothing happened in real life, all in his mind, right? This is the thing. What it sounds like is, have you ever been at like maybe high school, right? And there is this guy that is talking about a girl and it's almost like, oh yeah, we did this, we did this, we did that, right? And then you investigate and you find out that nothing ever happened. The girl does not even know he exists, right? That is what is kind of given. It's given he was neck deep in the friend zone. He was trying to come out of the friend zone. And Phaedra wasn't checking for him like that. Phaedra is like, you ain't on the level of the kind of men I date. I spend $4,000 on myself per month. You cannot afford that. That's what it was given, right? And it just felt like he then started to be like, ooh, it's going to boost my ego if I say something happened or me and Phaedra dated, you know, that kind of stuff. And I feel like that's what it is given, because it's like, you can't even get your story straight. Did anything romantic happen? Did it not? What is it, Dr. Gregory? Okay. The other thing, this is a side note, right? The other thing I thought was a bit extremely disrespectful to Sweet Tea is him making a reference about like, you never know, maybe if he had known, he would have given her the $4,000 allowance, and who knows what could have happened today. I'm like, dude, your wife is sitting there. You're very, very disrespectful. Like, there are certain things you don't joke about. I don't care if it's a joke or whatnot. It's not a joke. You don't joke about things like that. That is insane. So, yeah, Dr. G, you're wrong for that. You're hella wrong. And I hope when you got home, Sweet Tea was on your A about that, because that's unacceptable. Now, I will cover the reunion in a little bit more detail, but I just thought, let me focus on this and talk about Phaedra Park specifically, and then I can cover the rest in a different episode. If you like this video, if you have come to the end of this video, you must have liked something, so make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section. Let's have a chat. Let me know what your perspective is on this issue. So yeah, hit me in the chat. Of course, on this channel we're allowed to disagree. You don't have to be yes people. You don't have to agree with me. Feel free to disagree, and if you agree with me, that's good as well. Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Thank you very much. And don't forget that little button. It's a little bell button. And make sure you tap that so you know every single time that I post. Your girl has been busy. She's been posting. So please make sure you hit that button so you know every single time that I post. On that note, thank you very much. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.